Hi, I'm John Napolitano, the CEO of U.S. Wealth Management, with little information for those of you whose parents are thinking of getting the house out of their estate in case something happens. The strategy of gifting the family home to the next generation as your parents mature is fraught with possible pitfalls. Yeah, it may save the home's value from being consumed for long-term health care costs, but in the end, that may or may not matter. Consider the case where the home is your parents' major asset. If they've owned it for a long time, chances are that their tax cost is far lower than today's value. Too many attorneys give the advice to get this home out of the parent's name to protect that asset from paying for health care, and that may turn out to be bad tax advice. See, when the home is gifted, the tax cost in the hands of the recipient is the same as it was in the hands of the grantor and former resident or your parents. That means that when the home is ultimately sold, there could be a significant capital gains tax owed on the entire gain amount. There are two alternatives. First is to sell the home as the personal residence of your parents while they're alive. This means that they'll have the tax savings benefit by excluding up to $500,000 of the gain. If only one parent is still living, that exclusion drops to $250,000. There's no exclusion, though, if you sell the home after their passing and it's not your primary residence for the past 2 years. You can then gift the net proceeds from that sale if your objective still remains to protect the assets. The second alternative is to allow your parents to stay in the home rent-free after the deed is transferred to the children. This option creates what estate planning professionals call a life estate. That means that you're giving the right to your parents to live in that home for their entire life. While you technically own the property, a life estate is considered an asset of the deceased after they passed. Now, this is a good thing, because if you're looking to take advantage of the rules for a stepped-up basis, it'll happen. A step-up in basis means that the tax cost of the property inherited in the hands of the recipient becomes the fair market value on the date of death. Now, that typically means that if you sell the house right away, there'll be little to no gain. In most cases, the primary purpose of this strategy is to protect the home from healthcare costs. This may work, but what about the healthcare needs of your aging parent? Most children don't want to see subpar care for their aging parent just so they can inherit the house. Get competent advice before you change that deed.